We have a political war happening right inside of Washington, D.C. It's happening right now, right before our very eyes. Everyone that denounces the Iran war is either resigning or leaving office, either by vote or by will, just resigning. Look at Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard just resigned. Now, I know that a lot of people may say it's because her husband has a very, very bad form of cancer, bone cancer. And we all know how incredibly serious and detrimental that could be. But make no mistake, everyone that opposes the Iran war and AIPAC is getting out of office one way or another. Tulsi has butted heads with the Trump presidency multiple times. This wouldn't be the first time. She promised to serve and protect our country. She's a true patriot. And yet, she really didn't get along with Trump incredibly well. Now, behind the scenes, who knows what happened, but even in the public limelight, she opposed him on multiple different topics. Maybe the Maduro incident, and furthermore, she has said multiple times that she does not want to get into an endless, stupid, useless war in the Middle East. You know, kind of like what Trump said along his campaign trail. Do we remember that? It wasn't that long ago where Donald Trump fought on saying that he would not get us into a stupid fucking war. And what are we in right now? We're in a stupid fucking war. We're in the same conundrum that Donald Trump campaigned against. And why are we there? Because we have people like Miriam Adelson. Miriam Adelson has given Trump $200 million. Do you not think that that would kind of shift his perspective on Israel just slightly? She gives money to everyone. She's handing out money like how Oprah Winfrey handed out cars during the Oprah Winfrey show. I mean, I just talked about Thomas Massie, guys. Thomas Massie was someone that opposed Trump, and you know, they got along on 99.9% of issues. Thomas Massie didn't want us to overly spend any more US tax dollars unless it was absolutely necessary. He was trying to he wanted to balance our budget, is what he wanted to do. He's the one that wore the in real time little badge that said the amount that the national debt has risen to in real time. He didn't like that. He didn't like that the Epstein files were just being ignored. He didn't respect that at all. He thought that everything should be transparent. And he didn't like how every single politician that is in the Trumposphere was taking money from AIPAC. AIPAC is not a part of the United States. AIPAC is a foreign government bribery system where they bribe our politicians into backing Israel and fighting our wars for them. And I don't want any more men and women to die over something that we should never be in. We should have never been in this war. You know, look at Iraq, guys. Look at Iraq. What were we doing over there? I know soldiers personally that said we had no business being over there. They got over there and they're like, what's happening here? What is going on? And it's because we are fighting something that is bigger than ourselves. We are fighting our wars for Israel. And we shouldn't. That's just the honest truth. And YouTube can block this video or suppress it all they'd like. Make sure you guys subscribe. You know, I've been posting every single day, countless times per day, and my videos don't gain traction. And I really, really think, based on how many people have been seeing my videos or how few people have been seeing my videos, that it's simply due to the fact that YouTube is suppressing my videos. Now, a lot of people cry wolf about this, but I can see the recommendations, and I can see other channels that do similar things gain way more traction. Now, I'm not Mr. Beast, guys. I'm not gonna go out and give someone $1 million, and I'm not gonna put a bunch of bullshit slop online that doesn't help anyone. Instead, even if I gain a much smaller following, I will still continue to push out content that I believe is truly useful and helpful and engaging and informative and really content that matters. That's the content that I want to put out. Thomas Massie got absolutely lollygagged, how about that word, fucking wallygagged. He has been, I believe, in Congress for Kentucky for 14 years. 14 years of his life he's given to the United States. And Miriam Adelson gave his opponent $34 million in order to beat him. Well, they did. It was a tight race, but they beat him. I believe the opponent got 54%, if I'm not mistaken. It could be wrong, could be off. It doesn't matter what percentage. The opponent got 95 or 96% of their campaign contributions from Israel. This is just absurd, guys. We don't have a country anymore. If you can buy out our politicians, and nothing's wrong with money, I'm not a socialist. I don't have Trump derangement syndrome. But what you can't do is buy out our politicians, and it's been happening behind the scenes for a very, very long time. In fact, it doesn't happen unless you're being bribed by these big contribution monstrosities, I suppose. People behind the scenes that will give our politicians exorbitant amounts of money. It's been like that for way too long. Us as Americans need to stand up. We need to express ourselves, and we need to do it in more ways than just bickering and bitching online. We have to put some teeth in the game. We gotta put some skin in the game. But we don't, because we're too transfixed upon our lives. We don't care about politics, and trust me guys, I am sick and tired of talking about politics. I don't give a shit. Do you know why I don't give a shit? Because it doesn't matter. You know how many times I've voted? Goose egg. Goose egg. Because I've told you guys this from the get. Your vote doesn't matter. It's not that they want you to think that your vote matters when it truly doesn't matter. Or it's not like I'm being misinformative when I tell you that your vote absolutely doesn't mean jack shit. The truth to the matter is these politicians, they get hoisted up by big money and powerful influencers that control the United States as a whole. They're not Democrat, they're not Republican, they buy off both sides. These politicians that come to the limelight are already corrupt. They're already the ones that have fell for the corruption trap of bribery and money in politics. We don't get politicians that haven't accepted this. They've signed their name and they are a part of this big political merry-go-round game. Like I always tell you guys, here's what happens in politics. This is what genuinely happens in politics, and I have seen behind the curtain. Like in the movie The Wizard of Oz, I have seen behind the curtain. I've spoken to very, very powerful people, some I cannot mention, and you're like, how is this random guy speaking to all these people who's full of shit? I'm not full of shit. I have spoken to very, very influential people that I'm not going to name, frankly, because I like them. And it's not their fault that they are in this system and they're part of the system. They're playing the game. There are rules to the game and they're playing by those rules. So I don't denounce them by any means. They're trying to change the system in a very strategic way, but first they have to get elected. You know, I know many congressmen, many senators, mayor, a couple mayors, and it's all the same game. Now, once you get into the governmental level of politics, it's a game that is played at a very, very more, a much more intense level, let's say. But regardless, these people get into politics and they realize that the system cannot be changed. And so when I tell you that I don't vote out of spite because it doesn't matter, it truly doesn't matter. Guys, they've convinced us of a giant, giant lie. And the lie is that you get to choose how this country operates. That's not the choice. That's not the truth. It's an absolute lie. Do you want to know how this actually works? They give you two options, right? But either way, things are going to move along like status quo, the same exact way. They're not going to move the ship, because when people want to move the ship, like Tulsi Gabbard or like Thomas Massie, they get rid of them or they make them resign. I'm glad that Tulsi resigned, because this is going to look terrible on her record if she didn't. This may have cost her the presidency in the future. I could see Tulsi being our first female president. Like I always say, Americans get so caught up on these little social things like, ooh, can there be a woman president? Can there be a black president? You know what president Americans want? And I can speak for people in the Midwest, being that I am one of those people. And I'm grounded. People don't care if you're black, white. They don't care if you're a female, a male. They would even vote in a transgender, so long as that person had America's best interest at heart and their morality aligned with the people that call themselves their constituaries, the people that actually cast their vote. We would vote for anyone. I mean, look, guys, look at the news. People are voting for D's nuts. I don't know who D's nuts is, but people are voting for him. Maybe it could be a girl, who knows, it's 21st century. We're talking about transgenders, but we just want people that actually care. We want people that actually care, and if you feel the same way, then subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys very much, and stay tuned, because I'm not going to stop talking about this. I think it's important. There's a lot of bullshit on YouTube, and trust me, I'm guilty of watching it as well. But what really matters in life is fixing our corrupt political system, because without that, nothing else will matter. Nothing else will matter. Remember that.